we are starting things off on the road, heading to Illinois to pick up a half quarter panel for the 74 Nova. I think in this video, I'm gonna get back home and we're gonna actually install it as well. But as of right now, we're making the 4.5 hour trip down to pick it up because I didn't want to pay an additional like $300 for shipping. And I found this place was pretty close, so I don't mind driving, so we're gonna just go pick it up. It is only for the passenger side, so I still have to kind of look around to see if I can find a driver's side. As they said, they have no ETA on when they're gonna be getting that in. But we're heading to Warrenville to DR Classic Autos, and we're just gonna enjoy the beautiful scenery, have a safe drive, and I'll update you guys when we get to the warehouse. Alrighty guys, so we ended up throwing the quarter panel inside the car just because it was a little too long for the truck bed itself. So I figured I'd put it in here so I didn't have to strap it down or anything like that. But right now we're just getting topped off on gas. That way we have enough to make it fully back home without having to stop again. Just because I want to get home as quickly as possible. That way I can get started on installing this quarter panel for you guys as well in this video. So looks like we're ready to go. So I'll catch you guys back at home. Alrighty guys, it is the next day here, and last night we got back pretty late. It was dark outside. It was also freezing, so I decided to just take the rest of the night and relax just because that was a long drive. But today we have some beautiful weather out here, nice and sunny. We got the corner panel ready to go. I already mocked it up here on the car as well, so we know kind of where the top is, so we don't want to cut past that. But today we're going to be getting that test fitted on here, as well as replacing that outer wheel well and the trunk pan extensions, because we'll have easy access once we cut that quarter panel off. So without further ado guys, let's go ahead and get this thing cut, trimmed, and then we'll start kind of mocking things into place. Was able to get up in there. This bracket on top is really just kind of had the bottom welded on, but the rest was just kind of panel bonded on. So after just kind of maneuvering this little seam buster thing through the cracks, I was able to get that free. So now we just got to go ahead, prep this by drilling out all the spot welds as well as the trunk pan extension piece. That way we can get both of these welded on here and continue with welding on that quarter panel and get this whole section wrapped up. Alright, so just went ahead and quickly drilled out all those spot welds on the trunk pan extension as well as on the outer wheel well. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the welder set up over here. That way we can quickly weld on these two things. And then we'll jump back into trimming off the last little bit of this quarter panel. Get that test fitted one more time and then make any final adjustments as well. That way we can get this tacked on to the car and can get this side wrapped up with new sheet metal. Alrighty guys, we have made a ton of progress with this car so far. We got that lower trunk pan extension welded on fully. We got the outer wheel well welded on fully. And I just made the last cut for the quarter panel. Now it was kind of hit or miss. I don't know if it might just be how the new sheet metal lines up. But our line was just a little bit shorter here in the back than it was originally when I had mocked it up previously. So I'm hoping everything's still lined up good when I test fit it. So as long as when I put it back on here we don't have a huge gap that I have to try and fill, I will be very happy. But wow is the last major step, getting this quarter panel on, which I'm honestly the most nervous about just because I don't want anything to go wrong and have a huge gap here that I have to kind of try and fill somehow. So my goal is to try and weld this thing and smooth it down fully so I don't have to do a ton of body work or anything like that. So let's just get this thing put back on the car one more time. Hopefully everything lines up and we'll start tacking it in. And we're back. Day 3 here, guys. Last night I found a good stopping ground was once we got everything kind of ground down to where these fit flush here. And we got some of these kind of panel clamps to hold these into place. So now we're finally at the point where we're going to start tacking this on here. and we're just going to go very, very slowly. We have a couple gaps that I'm not really happy with, like especially this one. This is pretty big, but I think I can easily get that filled with some extra metal, like these little strands that we ended up trimming off, and I can kind of fit it in here and tack it on. Either way, it's going to need some body work, I already know, so but I'm very pleased with how everything is fitting up so far. So let's just go ahead, get the welder set back up, and get back to welding. Alrighty guys, closing out here. We got a ton welded in here. You know how it is, you just gotta take your time, do tacks every so often so it doesn't warp the panel or anything like that. We got a couple sections here where I gotta close this gap down still, but I'm just absolutely beat with all this welding, and so I just think this is a good stopping point. That way I could get this video out to you guys, and I'll just crank this last little bit out off camera, as well as tackle the other side off camera so you don't have to see the same thing twice. In the next video, I think we're going to be jumping onto the rocker panels, as we have a little bit here, and I think I'm just going to splice in sections off the new one instead of changing out that entire panel, just because the rest of that section is still pretty solid. And the same thing on the other side, it's got a little bit that needs to be patched, but not the entire thing. So I just think that'd be the best bet to get these taken care of relatively quickly. See, there's a little bit here, and then that's really it. So like, I don't know if it's worth it to really swap that whole panel, so I think just cutting off some small sections off these whole rockers to splice in there will be the best bet. And then after that, guys, the body will pretty much be done with new sheet metal. I just gotta finish welding on the trunk pan after all this, and then it's time to just do some sanding and priming and prepping it for paint. So exciting things to come, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as it really will help me out and help make this channel bigger and better every day. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, welcome back for day 2. And today we're going to be starting on installing that quarter panel we picked up yesterday from DC Auto Classics.